Hey everybody, Jake here with the SEC Conference Fans channel with instant analysis on the Oklahoma skull drugging of West Virginia. Oklahoma won in tremendous fashion tonight, 59-20, and in one of the best games in recent history in the recent past couple of years. Absolutely great complimentary football on both sides of the ball for 4 quarters. It was just absolutely amazing to watch. This is the Oklahoma team that we saw in Dallas against Texas. This is the team that we all saw with our own eyes the first half of the season, just not taking prisoners, not taking names, and this is the thing that really frustrated us Oklahoma fans over the past 2-3 weeks is that we knew that this is the Oklahoma team that we had. We were getting great effort the past couple weeks. They were playing hard, but the execution just wasn't there. Just key mistakes at certain points of the game that you just can't make. Defense would get you the ball back, and then you go 3 and out. Then defense would get the ball back for you again, and then you go maybe 6 and out, 7 and out. We couldn't get going on both sides of the ball at the same time for all 4 quarters. We saw that tonight. Just great execution on both sides of the ball. We didn't keep shooting ourselves in the foot, except for Gavin Freeman trying to give the game away. The first muff punt wasn't his fault. One of our players got blocked into him. We lost that one. But the second muff punt, something's going on in Freeman's head. He just completely muffed that. We were lucky to get that ball back. The first muff punt that he had, our defense did an outstanding job holding them to a field goal attempt, a long field goal attempt, and bailed us out of water. They missed. They went kicked that wide left. Kind of looked like our kicker, not very accurate right there. But I wrote down on my note tab here. Gavin Freeman, WTF? Like, what are we doing with him? Why is he out there? He has a case of the drops. He has a hard time catching slants or any passes. He did catch a ball tonight. It produced negative yards. In fairness to him, there's not a lot he could have done with that pass. He didn't really have a chance. But why is he out there? I mean, when we have Stoops going off like tonight, why instead of targeting Freeman, why aren't we targeting Stoops? I mean, Stoops was catching absolutely everything. I mean, the guy was a maniac. Well, I mean, let's go through some of the stats for Drake Stoops. 10 catches for 164 yards, 3 touchdowns. Okay, and he was Spider-Man out there snatching that ball out of the air. It was just incredible to watch. He had an absolute dynamic night tonight. I'm glad he's okay on that last touchdown. He absolutely got throttled after he caught that ball. I can't believe he held on to that ball. And I'm just glad he was okay because he was kind of stiff coming down. I was wondering if the off switch had been turned off for a minute because he was stiff. And how he held on to that ball, I don't know. But I wish I could take that kid's heart and put it into every single one of OU's players. He's not the most dynamic player on the team, but he goes and outworks everybody. And he has a heart that's just 100% Oklahoma. He's going to give you 110% at every practice, at every game, every play. He doesn't take a play off, and we are going to miss Drake Stoops. Absolutely love that kid. As a matter of fact, Drake Stoops, he had 164 yards in receiving yards, while the entire West Virginia team only had 150 yards receiving total. Drake Stoops by himself had more receiving yards for Oklahoma than the entire West Virginia offense receiving corps. It's just amazing. He had a great night. Let's talk about Dillon Gabriel a little bit. I mean, the guy is absolutely Superman. All this talk that we need to, bench him, that he's not a great football player, that we need to go to our star true freshman to take us through the rest of the year is complete bullshit. I don't want to hear that anymore because Dillon Gabriel, the intangible about Dillon Gabriel is our offense is very, very complex. You have to make the right decisions, whether you're going to hand the ball off, whether you're going to keep it, or are you going to keep it and run with it, or are you going to keep it and throw it? There's so many decisions in a play that you have to make that you have to read like that, and you have to break down that defense. Dillon Gabriel was seeing it all tonight. He made all the right decisions. Now he did almost throw that one pick. It was a bad throw, but other than that, all the decisions to keep it and run it, to hand it off, or to keep it, to throw it, on the option. He was seeing the entire field. He was seeing the entire defense. He was breaking it down extremely fast, extremely good decisions, and we have to have that. And he did that tonight. 23 of 36 for 423 yards passing, 50 yards rushing. My man had 473 yards by himself, both receiving and passing, and accounted for 8 touchdowns, by the way. 5 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. I mean, the guy was absolutely Superman tonight. Just an amazing performance by Dylan Gabriel. And this is the Dylan Gabriel that we knew existed. This is the team that we knew existed. It just wasn't happening. It was just. I wrote down great execution and great effort both tonight. These guys have been playing extremely hard the last couple of weeks, but just the execution wasn't there. It was like a hot rod engine that was just misfiring, and we just couldn't put it all together. Tonight, it was none of that. I mean, there was total domination on both sides of the ball. Total domination. Look at here for West Virginia. They threw 10 of 31. 10 of 31. That's less than a third. That's less than 33% pass efficiency, pass completion for 154 yards and threw 2 picks. Shout out to Reggie Pearson and Jacoby Johnson. Each had an interception. That last interception was beautiful. How he got a foot inbounds around the sideline. Amazing interception. Our defense just played balls out. And isn't it nice to where we step on somebody's throat for a change, and we get far enough out there to where even when the refs try to screw with Oklahoma like they have been doing, it doesn't affect us. Okay, yeah, they got a late touchdown late in the first half based off of a bullshit phantom pass interference call that wasn't pass interference. That instead of having to probably kick a very long field goal and could very well have missed it again, they gave him first down, first and goal at the 3-yard line. Total bullshit call, but it is what it is. But at least we had that killer mentality tonight to where we're not only going to beat you, we're going to beat the brakes off you. And it is so nice that even with these bad calls, and they do get 6 points on the board because of a bullshit flag, it doesn't affect the outcome of the game. The outcome of this game was never in question. Not for 1 second. So it was just nice. It was nice to have that feeling that we're not going to have any issues in this game. And okay, there's a couple bullshit calls here and there. And, the referees trying to huddle to try to figure out a way, if there's a way that they can get us for a penalty on a beautiful hit on their punt return man. It was a bang play, beautiful hit, completely legal. And West Virginia kind of went over to the referees and said, hey, you remember that they're leaving to the SEC next year, right? Wink, wink. Do your job kind of thing. And but there was no way that they could put a square peg in a round hole in that. Completely legal hit, beautiful hit on that West Virginia punt return guy. As I said, Drake Stoops, 10 catches for 164 yards, 3 touchdowns. Nick Anderson, he had a quiet night, but I look at the box score, 4 catches for 119 yards. That's 29.8 yards per catch. Unbelievable. I mean, he just kind of had this sneaky quiet night just because he didn't have any touchdowns or anything like that. But my God, only, almost 30 yards per catch. Just unbelievable. In the defense, man, defense played lights out tonight. I was so proud of that defense. Like I said, they bailed us out when Gavin Freeman, lost that fumble on the muff punt. Stutzman, he had 8 total tackles, 3 solo, 2 tackles for a loss. Billy Bowman, 7 total tackles, 4 solo, half a tackle for a loss. Robert Spears Jennings, 7 total tackles, 3 solo. Kip Lewis played lights out, 7 total tackles, 2 solo, 1 tackle for a loss. Kanik had a great night, 5 total tackles, 1 solo, 1.5 tackles for a loss. And you just go down the list. That defense tonight was just absolutely smothering. And the fact that, and this is a fun stat too. So West Virginia, they had 176 total rushing yards. 176 total rushing yards. This is the best rushing attack that we've seen in the Big 12, probably, or actually in the entire season. Um, and OU, we had 221 total rushing yards. So we put up about 50 more yards rushing than this dominant West Virginia rushing attack that we've seen happen over the past 5, 6, 7 weeks. Just an absolute dynamic performance by Oklahoma. Can we please not slide back again? Please, for the love of God. If this team would have shown up and played like they did tonight, that we all knew that they were capable of doing, we would have ran Kansas out of the stadium. We would have ran Oklahoma State out of the stadium. We should not have any losses with this team that we have. We can't change the wins and losses though. So, what do we need to do now? Good question. All we can do is take care of our business. We have a couple more games left. We just got to go. We got to go to BYU. That is not a fun. I'm telling you right now. Regardless of the wins and losses for BYU, going to Provo, and I assume it's going to be a night game in their stadium at elevation, is not an easy place to play. Them and Utah, it's just one of those places that you don't want to go to unless you have to. Unfortunately, we have to go there. So do what we did tonight against BYU. Just take care of business. No, don't leave that game in doubt. If you start letting a team feel like they have some confidence, that they have hope, that they can still be in this game, BYU will make you pay. If you do that, we cannot do that. Okay, and we just got to take business the rest of the year. And if we do that, we're starting to see the chips fall already. Texas Tech with the upset, UCF with the upset. We're getting right back into this thing to be in Dallas for the Big 12 championship. And that's what we want, right? If we can end up as a 2-loss team in Dallas, beating Texas a second time, winning the Big 12, we're right back in the conversation for a possible playoff. Now, is that still a long shot? Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. But what a different conversation it is after tonight than what it was 6 days ago. The wheels look like the wheels might just fall off of this thing. And I don't know what happened between the Texas game and two games ago before Kansas on that bye week. Something happened in that locker room. I don't know if they were preparing for games different. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend that I don't. I'm not going to pretend that I do know. But something happened to where it was like I said, just like an engine misfiring, and it was frustrating. It was aggravating, and I know it was aggravating for us as the fans and people who make content on it. But I know it had to be aggravating for the coaching staff and the players. Whatever you did this week, do it again. Do not change anything. Go just do it again. Copy and paste, because what we saw tonight, when Oklahoma plays like they can, like they did tonight, like they did in Dallas, is one of the best football teams in the nation. And I fully believe that. West Virginia is not a pushover team. Beginning of the season, we thought they were. But as they've shown throughout the season, they're not. They're not a bad football team, and Oklahoma just absolutely body slammed them. I mean, there's nothing that West Virginia can take a look at in this game and say something was positive about it, other than they kept playing. I mean, I guess that's a win, whatever. But and I was frustrated to see kind of a lot of the classlessness with West Virginia, with starting these altercations on the field. Some of our guys got carried away too. But you can't, when a team starts doing that, you can't do that. You can't do that, because I think our player that got ejected tonight, I think since it was in the second half, he has to sit out the first half of next week. I think you can't lose your composure. I know you have all this testosterone flowing, and you're like a gladiator out there, and it's just absolute war for 60 minutes. And I get it. You see Stoops take a big hit and then some jaw jacking going on. This game's out of reach, and they're just gonna be classless. You can't let them drag you in the mud. Can't do it. But other than that, this team, man, tonight, was just amazing. It was so fun to watch. I was live streaming it, and it was, I kind of talked about the Stoops era when I used to go to Oklahoma games. When my ex-wife and we lived in Dallas Fort Worth, we had season tickets every year for home games in Norman, and I remember going to those games in Norman where we would play Texas A&M, and it'd be the fourth quarter, and we'd be up, I don't know, God knows, 60-6 or something like that, where we just not only beat them, we just dehumanized, demoralized other football teams, and we did that on the regular. And this is what it felt like today. It almost felt like that Texas Tech game, the jump around game, to where it was never in doubt. It was never doubt. Now, is West Virginia that as good as that Texas Tech team was? No, no, it wasn't. But it just felt good to just absolutely go out there and just kick the shit out of them. It was amazing. Um, Not a whole lot more I can say about this game other than just whatever you did this week to right the ship, Brent, coaching staff, you did a great job. I mean, that was whatever you guys did this week, and this is for the players too, because the players have to have buy-in. I know there was some doubt creeping in. I could see some of the interviews with the players, and I was like, "Oh God, the way they're talking, I don't like this." Like, you could tell there was they were hurt about what's been going over the past couple weeks, and so I was kind of iffy going in tonight because I was like, I don't know what their mental status is right now. I don't, but tonight was amazing, and it's nice to have a game where it's just never in doubt and you just kick the crap out of them and you have that killer mentality, and it's like, no, we're going to put over a half 100 on you, and whatever these refs want to do to us on the way out, it's not going to affect us because we just kick the shit out of you. Great game. Don't know what else to say about it. This is a newer channel that's out. I have another channel that's in a totally different genre, and I'm trying to get this channel going. It's mainly going to be about SEC football, but obviously I'm an Oklahoma guy, and once a week I want to have kind of a live stream to have people on panel, just regular folks like you and I. I'm not a sports writer for anybody. I'm a sports lover. I'm a college football lover. Love college football. And I wanted to kind of make a channel to where we could have people. It doesn't even have to be from the SEC. I know one guy that wants to kind of come on panel that is from he's a Penn State fan, wants to talk some Big Ten football. But that's the thing that I love about the Big 12, especially Oklahoma, Texas, the SEC. We're college football lovers. And the thing that I miss most about going to Oklahoma games, to home games, is the type of fans that we have. And the SEC has those types of fans to where they know the history of the game. They know the history of their program. No offense to the University of Iowa. I grew up going to a bunch of University of Iowa football games. They're not there for the love of the game. It's a reason to go get drunk and stupid, make the biggest mess you can, and just be idiots. I mean, you go talk to an Iowa fan about the history of Iowa football, they don't know it. They don't know it. And that's not just me picking on Iowa. I mean, there's a lot of other schools like that. But the thing I love about Oklahoma and I love about the SEC is the rich traditions, and just the fans that know the game. They bleed the game. They love the game. They know the history. And that's the thing that's going to be fun about it, is people are going to be able to come up here and we're going to just talk college football. We're just a bunch of guys and gals, whoever wants to come up, and we're just going to talk college football. And we're going to have a fun time doing it. None of us professionals. We're all just college football lovers, and we'll have a fun time doing it. So make sure you click like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this video out there. I think we'll put some good content out there. But lastly, I just want to say, Oklahoma, well done. But we knew this was in you. We knew this was in you. And it felt so good because we knew that this was in your team, and you guys went out there and did it. I mean, it didn't matter who you were going to play this week. This was complete domination. This team was hungry. They were dotting their I's, crossing their T's to go along with their effort. It was just, it was so good. Like I said, Brent Venables, coaching staff, players, just do whatever you did this week in preparation. Just do that. Just do that. Do nothing else. Just do that. Don't change anything. Because today, that was one of the best. That was one of the best football teams in the nation, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. It was. I mean, the eye test, stats. What West Virginia has been able to do to other teams. Oklahoma just absolutely on both sides of the ball were bullies, and I loved it. Oklahoma Nation loved it. We needed this. We needed this after the past couple weeks. And our players needed this. And our coaching staffs needed this. Jeff Lebby, tonight, the game you called, mwah, chef's kiss. Do that, Jeff Lebby. It was a spectacularly called game. It was just that good. And this is, and I've defended Lebby, and I started getting frustrated about a week or two ago. I was like, I can't. It's getting hard to defend this anymore, because I knew this is what I expected out of Lebby tonight, for him to call this game, and it was amazing, great, well called game. It wasn't. You didn't try getting cute. You didn't try getting fancy. You knew our guys were better than their guys, and we went out there and we were just bullies. Just bullied right over them. The play calling, it was just, usually I look, especially the last couple of weeks, I looked at, I looked at our formations. I knew exactly what Lebby was going to run. And if this idiot can figure it out, the paid professionals on the other team can figure it out a lot faster than I can, But just a well-called game. It's hard to look at this game and find anything to be negative about. My only thing is the whole Gavin Freeman thing. I don't understand why he's out there. He's a dynamic player. I get it. He's fast. But other than that first touch he had of his collegiate career last year, he hasn't done much. I think he had one punt return once, or maybe it was a kick return, maybe earlier this year. But other than that, it's not working with him. It's not. And why are we going to throw him the ball? Why are we going to target him when it's just not going well with him? It just drops everything. But such a great game. I'm going to enjoy this for the next 6 days, and then we got business to take care of again. Just keep doing what you're doing, Oklahoma. That was one of the Oklahoma. What we saw tonight was one of the best damn teams in the country. Period. And you're not going to change my mind on that. Just well done. But anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. Check back for more content. Make sure you hit subscribe, the like button, and the bell. And I'm going to be putting out a lot more content, and it'll be a lot of fun. Right now, I'm having fun. USC is losing right now. So hopefully Oregon slaps that ass a little bit more, Tebow. Tebow's having a bad time out there. I totally don't expect Tebow will be there next year. I think he's already got his exit plan. They're losing 22-7. He doesn't really care about football that much. He cares about the payday. I mean, he's made a ton of money right now. I don't even think he'll be at USC next year. I think this reminds me of the last year at Oklahoma, to where he doesn't care. He's gotten rich, and I think he's already planning to go to the NFL or whatever he's going to do. I don't see him being at USC next year. This reminds me a lot of his last year at OU. So, anyways, like I said, like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Boomer Sooner. Texas sucks.